Welcome to the IB Physics Topic 8.3 notes on fossil fuel production. These notes correspond to IB Topic 8.3 in the IB Physics Guide. When we use the term fossil fuels, we are referring to energy sources such as coal, gasoline, diesel fuel, kerosene, as well as natural gas. Gasoline, diesel fuel, kerosene are refined from crude oil. Kerosene is used as a jet fuel. As you can see from this pie chart, the vast majority of our electricity comes from burning fossil fuels. With the advent of the Industrial Revolution, we needed large amounts of energy to run the machinery in factories. Therefore, early industrial cities tended to develop near energy sources such as coal deposits. Fossil fuels make a good energy source for generating electricity because of their high energy density. In terms of transportation, again, having a high energy density is an advantage because a quantity of gasoline, for example, that can be carried in a tanker truck can power many cars for many miles. There are some downsides in terms of transportation. Again, because of the high energy density, you have a lot of energy stored in a relatively small place. So, if a gasoline tanker gets in an accident or something like that, the risk of fire and explosion is quite serious. There are also environmental concerns, and the environmental concerns usually deal with what happens if you have a spill. When oil products, kerosene, diesel fuel, gasoline, seep into the soil, they can get into the groundwater and cause all sorts of contamination. Fossil fuel power plants tend to have efficiencies in the 30 to 40% range. Natural gas plants can be up to 42% efficient, so generally natural gas is more efficient than coal. Some of the environmental problems that are associated with the recovery of fossil fuels and their use in power stations are, again, as we talked about, the possibility of spills getting into the environment. There's a certain degree of visual blight involved. Not everybody wants to have an oil pump next to their house. And there are gases that are released from oil wells which get into the atmosphere. There are special risks associated with the undersea oil deposits. Marine oil extraction is a challenging environment. It's subject to waves and storms, and again, the possibility of spills can be pretty serious. A topic we're seeing in the news lately related to fossil fuel production is that of fracking, or hydraulic fracturing. Fracking is a technique where high-pressure liquids and steam are pumped down into an oil well, causing the rock to fracture, and that releases more oil and gas than you would otherwise get. So fracking allows us to get a very high yield of oil and gas production from areas that normally would not have a high yield. But there's all sorts of controversy about fracking. One is the possibility that it causes earthquakes. That's it for this week. See you next time.